Good morning and welcome to the latest review on the Hyundai Ioniq. This is one of the latest hybrids that you can buy today, and Hyundai call this can-doism or innovation, or simply the Ioniq. The Ioniq was launched in 2016 and the car we're looking at today is a 2018 model. The Ioniq is available as a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, and an all-electric zero-emission hybrid. And today, it's my first time driving a hybrid. I'm looking to put any misconceptions that I have regarding hybrids and electric vehicles to one side, and to see what it looks like and what it drives like. Hyundai claim that Ioniq, with its sharp lines, will give drivers the ultimate in efficiency and performance. You could say that the styling looks very coupe-like, with a drag coefficient of 0.25%. Let's have a closer look at the Ioniq and see what's got. So the first thing you notice on the Ioniq is its sharp styling from the headlights into the grille. It flow into the grille, and this massive grille. Hyundai claim that this grille is got an active air design, and it's complemented with this sort of little chin spoiler down the bottom with a blue stripe. It's got these fancy sort of boomerang type daytime running lights, and it's at first I thought that these wheels here were actually alloys, because they're very stylish, but they're actually plastic wheel trims. I'm guessing to keep the sort of hybrid coefficiency down. It's a very stylish car. Round the back, the tailgate's very reminiscent of, the taillights especially are very reminiscent of a Ford Mondeo. But again, the way the car slopes down, it's been designed in a way to get the most fuel economy out of this car, the way they've styled it. Now, Hyundai a few years ago would have been regarded as a bit of a joke car. Certainly 10-15 years ago, I wouldn't have considered like a Hyundai or its partner company Kia. But Kia and Hyundai, especially in the last 10-15 years, have come on leaps and bounds. And these cars are competing with like the mainstream buyers like from Ford, Vauxhall, Toyota. So let's have a quick look under the bonnet of the Ioniq. So this is the engine of the Ioniq. As you can see, it says hybrid on it, and this is the 1.6 GDI Kappa engine. It's a 16 valve power plant, 1580 cc. It produces 105 PS and 147 Newton meters of torque. Combine this with the electric motor this car's got, which is an extra 43 PS at 170 Newton meters of torque. It gives you a combined figure of 141 PS. The engine the engine provides a fuel economy of a combined 61.4 miles to the gallon. It's not much to look at, it's just a mass of black plastic, and these are the batteries, I'm guessing, for the hybrid. You can see they're quite chunky cables going into it, so I'm guessing it's part of the electric motor and into the battery. So just give you a wee brief thingy here. On top of the batteries you've got your coolant level. To the right of that you have your I think that'll be your normal battery for the car. Just up here, that's your brake fluid. Coming across to the left, just to the left of the black plastic engine cover, you have your dipstick for your oil, coolant bottle, and your windscreen washer bottle. Now, Hyundai claim that the bonnet on this car is just bear with me, I'll get some facts and figures here. It's 6.5 kilograms lighter than its steel equivalent, and it does feel a lot lighter. So let's go round to the boot and just check out what that's got in it. So the first thing you notice with the Ioniq's boot is the way it tails down. You've got a nice sloping glass into this spoiler here, and the glass comes down onto here. Let's have a look at the boot. There we go. Up she goes. And we're met with a tonneau cover. Which we just pull and release, just like so. And there's the boot here. Downside to this car is it's got a high lip for loading, but it's a nice big boot. You could go on holiday in this car, maybe 2 or 3 suitcases. It's got speakers in the back here, or one speaker anyway, and nice flat floor here. And yes, we like Hyundai, we have a space saver tyres, none of your gunky stuff which we will just wreck a tyre. We've got a nice space saver to get you to the garage and possibly get your tyre repaired. So plus points there, and you get a nice comprehensive toolkit. You get a screwdriver, your towing hook, the wheel wrench and the jack in there as well. So well done, Hyundai. Right, let's go and have a look inside the vehicle. Now, unlike Hyundais of old, 10-15 years ago, as I said earlier, Hyundais weren't the greatest in quality. 10-15 years ago, the plastics were quite cheap and nasty, but looking at this car today, Hyundai have actually done a superb job in this car. If that wasn't a Hyundai badge on it, you would think it's in something more prestige. So let's have a look, see what we've got in this car. So starting off with the steering wheel, we've got a 3-spoke steering wheel with a nice silver insert and a wee blue strip for the efficiency. We have an automatic gearbox. We've got the heating and ventilation controls and a nice touchscreen. Coming across to the doors, you've got electric mirrors, electric front and rear windows, and the lock and switch on the door for the doors. So let's climb aboard this Hyundai. So here we are in the Hyundai. It's a really nice place to be. Nice rubbery plastics. They're actually nice and soft to touch all round. This one's a bit harder here. We'll just shut the door. So here we are in the Hyundai, and look, we've got a nice impressive instrumentation panel with a car telling me that the bonnet's opened and the boot at the rear's opened. So starting with the steering wheel, we have your telephone controls, your volume controls, your skip and search the radio, I think your answer and hang up button here. I'm not sure what that button is here. You've got your cruise control there to set it. Yeah, I think this button here focuses. I think this is your autonomous braking button. Don't quote me on that. And over under here we have to the right of the steering wheel we have I think it's a lane departure warning switch here. Traction control off and on button. I'm guessing this one here is for the instrumentation panel to adjust the dimming it and making it brighter. Your headlamp controls here, 12-volt battery reset here, and this one here opens the fuel cap with a nice chunky sounding noise. Down to the right of the pedals you have your bonnet catch here. So let's get this car on the go. So to switch on ignition, this is a keyless car. Get the key if I can. So it's keyless. So you can put your keys anywhere down here. So I'm just going to put them in this cup holder. So let's start this car up. So it's just push the start button. Switches on your ignition. Oops. And welcome to the wonderful world of Hyundai. There's an issue with the tyre pressure monitoring system, and this is not your conventional dashboard. So in the middle we have a speedometer with your fuel range, your kilometres an hour and the fuel tank. On the right of the dial we have the little car telling me that the bonnet's opened and the boot is opened. And to the right of that display is the battery, how much charge is in the battery. Moving over to the left, to the speedometer, I'm not sure what the little green car with the two arrows means, but to the left of that we have, instead of a rev counter, we have a charge, eco or power. So when you're driving the car, it'll probably stay in eco. When you're coming off, and it's also charging as well. When you're coming off, say if you lift off the accelerator, it'll drop down to charge your battery. Power, I think, is when you get above sort of 30 mile an hour, 35 mile an hour, the engine sort of kicks in and that starts to rise like a rev counter. So what have we got here? We've got a nice control here for the indicators with a nice synthetic noise. It's got auto headlights. And I say nice, they're nicely designed, but they don't match the same quality as the plastics here. Over to the right we have our windscreen wipers, stock, and again this car's got, you see all these little blue touches here on the car. Over here we have our climate control, our climate control and ice system. So in this car here we've got a touch screen which has a sat nav built in. It's currently on BBC 6 music, which I don't listen to. And we've got options, go to hybrid. Fuel economy at a minute is 58 miles to the gallon. Eco driving, it gives you a wee eco. I'm on eco level 4. Go back there. Energy flow, that will just tell you how the battery's doing, I'm guessing. Fuel, electric motor, battery. It's really impressive, this car. I'll go back. All menus. So you've got your radio. I believe you can probably put your smartphone into this and download images. Excuse me. You've got your satellite navigation, as I said. You've got your phone option to connect your phone, and this car has Bluetooth and Apple connectivity. Just slide that across. Yep, so you've got your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Information, so you've got traffic information, points of interest, weather. My menu, mine is empty. So that's where you can personalise your settings for the car. Again, nice surrounded, nice blue surround, going over that and into the dials. And then down below we have the heating and HVAC controls. So you've got your radio here, you've got an SD card slot here, you've got your media, that'll be for your phone. So there's still is an up and down map information, so all that. So we've got our HVAC controls, and now they seem pretty simple. It looks like a very simple system. So you can have that's your recirculation button, air conditioning, front and heated rear windows, that's your off button for it, auto, and it's a dual zone climate control. But this is one thing I've not noticed on this car, is if you want air conditioning on, you can have it on for the driver only, and your passenger can have a wee bit of warmth if you really want. Again, you can do that in the controls, but if you just want air conditioning on and they want heat, then you can do that. Underneath the HVAC system, we've got two 12-volt power sockets. We've got a USB, an aux, and down here, if you had another smartphone, this is a smart charging system. It's really good there. That's plus points for a Hyundai there. It's now got an automatic gearbox. Now this gearbox is a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. One clutch apparently does the odd gears, and the second clutch does the even gears. Apparently this is meant to provide faster power response and dynamic driving experience. It's also got paddle shift setups at the steering wheel here. See the paddle shift set? Yep, just under steering wheel. Yep, got it. And that sets the levels of regenerative braking, providing you with how much energy you want to harvest. So how the system works, start up and low speed, you have the electric motor. If you're accelerating up a hill, the engine takes over, and if you're going downhill, you just take your foot off the accelerator, and that recharges the battery. And there's 7 trim levels for this car. This one being the SE Connect, and this goes right through to the electric premium SE. So what else do we get in the interior of this car? So we've got the old cup holder test here. Now, plus points to Hyundai, they've not got one cup holder, they've not got 2 cup holders. If you really wanted to open up the storage box, and I don't advise you putting a hot drink in here, you can maybe put a bottle of juice in there. Well done, Hyundai. It just doesn't finish with that. You got a bottle holder in there on both doors, and you could probably get one in the back. And also in here we have, I don't know if you can see this, a USB charging point. So what's the sort of specs you get for this car? For this car, you get your 15-inch alloy wheels. As I said, you get a touch screen. You get climate control, driver's daytime running lights, e-call. You get a parking guidance system. You get, as I said, you get the connectivity. You get a pedestrian and bike detection system, cruise control, as I said, a driver attention alert, so if you're fatigued on the road, the car will alert you. High beam assist, I'm not sure what that is. Parking sensors and camera. So why don't we go and have a look in the back? And what we're going to do is we're going to end the video at this part, and join me in part 2 as we head into the back and go for a drive in the vehicle.